couldn't get away with like flashy, flashy. Little cute little girl. We couldn't get away with flashy like cinematography, and like it was tough because it was like to be like I like that people are liking it because it's really like a play. There's a lot of dialogue. You know, if you notice, there's like a lot of it is in the car, us talking and talking and talking, and then a little bit of action, talking, a little bit of action. And those movies are hard to make right now. And then plus, I don't normally play that kind of character. I play like the dad who's like rather not fight and stuff like that. So I'm like, I had to beef up. I had to get swole. And what? and I had to, I had to get into a different mindset. And this is one of the. I'm glad you asked because this is one of the. There's not too many times where you actually feel like a character, or I'm like the lines are blurry. You know what I mean? You're like you come home and when I was shooting, I'd be like, man, I felt like a cop. You know what I mean? I didn't pull anybody over, but I'm like, I did feel like a cop, and I was like, I wish I could do that for every movie, but I think this and Crash probably are the closest. It's funny, one's a gangbanger, one's a cop.
Do any of the characters that you play ever stay with you? Like, have you ever like thought about a character post making a film and kind of like got into his mindset?
No, I mean, but the ones that are probably the funnest are the comedies. Because I'll do these, I'm like, a lot of people won't even see them, but I'll do these little dark comedies. One of them is my favorite, is Observe and Report. And it's this guy, and I play a pimp. And but he talks I saw American Pimp, and I didn't understand why they all had lisps. And I was like, oh, it's because they all have gold fronts. So, there's the air. And there was one shot I remember that I thought it was genius, which is why I had to play the role. The dude asked, he's like, what makes a good pimp? And then he, pulls back. He's got two, not very good-looking white women. And one of them's, like, doing her nails, and, like, sucking the crap out of that gum. Wow, I was like, I didn't even know you could make that loud of a noise, chewing gum. And then he's like, while he's pulling back, he's like, man, you gotta take care of your bitches. You gotta love your hoes. And I was like, I gotta do that in a movie. That's it. He sold me on it. So I'm like, that's the one that especially if I go to Coachella or something or Lollapalooza, they're like, dude, do that is, man. Some people just ask me to do it. I was like, oh, happily.
You, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the movie. It's incredibly intense. And
thanks, bud.
It reminds me of the program Southland, which has this very multifaceted view of Copland in LA, and so I thought it was fantastic. I wanted to ask you about.
Hopefully, it's better than Copland, because we can swear at least.
It's terrific. It's really terrific. You've gotten to play a lot of really incredible roles in some terrific films. I'm curious where you are in terms of getting offered things that you would like to get offered, pursuing things, or producing, or
Yeah. I just finished, and I got to do reshoots for this movie, the civil rights activist Cesar Chavez, and I shot for about close to 50 days already, and that's my first part that I star on my own, which is pretty exciting, because I've been at it since I was a kid, so it's better late than never. But that's what I'm doing now, and then after that, I'm doing a movie with Ed Harris. So now it's like I'm getting more and more lead roles, and I'm pretty sure that this movie helped me, because I never when I did World Trade Center, it was a lot of like a lot of screaming, and then like Nick Cage was the big star, but I wasn't in every scene because a lot of the family, a lot of the other stuff, and Shooter was the same, but this one I'm in almost the entire movie, and I get to craft a character, which I guess studios and directors and producers, they want to know that you can do that. And, so it's been pretty good for me.
Yeah, you in the back.
How did I get into acting? It was interesting because I was working at a bank at the time. Because I was my chemistry teacher, I remember when I almost graduated high school. I didn't graduate high school. She was like, you're not going to amount to crap. And I'm like, I'm going to be rich. So I worked at a bank. And I was worked at, my ex-girlfriend got me a job at the Board of Trade, and I was thinking maybe doing stocks, and my best friend's mom says, "You're really good at imitations. Why don't you become an actor?" I was like, that makes no sense. Good at imitating, like what? And then so she made, like I didn't go to this open call that she told me, then she told me again, and she's like, "You better promise me that you're gonna do it." And then I was like, all right, cool. I didn't really give a crap about this open call. Like I never heard of acting really. You know, it's so far away, so I got wasted the night before. And then I show up, I'm totally hungover. You know, like there's like 3 paragraphs on the page. The guy goes, "So can you act?" And I'm like, "I don't know, you tell me, dude. I'm gonna find out." And then I did it, and he's like, "Who's your agent?" I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" And he's like, "Who's your agent?" I was like, "You better shut your mouth. I don't know what you're talking." And I didn't know what he was saying. I was like, "I'm not lying, dude. I don't have whatever you're saying." I didn't know. I was so green. And then 5 callbacks later, I'm testing for the lead of this TV movie of the week, and I didn't get it. Instead, I became a featured extra, and I thought I made it as a featured extra. Then I moved to LA, and that's all she wrote.
I love the movie. It was great, and I wanted to ask you, how did it impacted your life, personally and professionally?
Well, it did a couple of things for me. Like, at least for me, I'm like, I know that I can do a lead role and pull it off if I have the good material. And that's the one thing where, like, if you get a lead role, and this was like one of the first ones that it was an actual lead role. Say you did a lead role and you just didn't pull it off. It just wasn't good. Then there's, you know, the second time that you do something like this, you're like, I don't trust my instincts, you know. And I think that gave me a lot of confidence. And then I was able to walk into a meeting and be like, "Why should I hire you?" And I was like, "Well, I tell you why I should hire you." And then, you know, they watched this movie, and it's changing my life, you know, as we speak. So.
One more? Yes, sir.
Any comment or anecdote on the soundtrack? Because it's like the old school and the drive-bys and the Public Enemy beginning into it. Like, did you know any of that for the background while making it, or did all the music come in post?
Man, you know what? I mean, it's all in post, but we went all out for this movie, man. What we did is we were jamming to this one song a lot that got us into the mood, oddly enough. Common Sense and Nas, Ghetto Dreams. It's like, ghetto dreams. Like, while we're being driven to, like, in South Central, like, it's the dumbest look ever. Because it's both me and Jake, like, in the back of this truck going, "Ghetto dreams," but we're dressed as cops. You know what I mean? And when all the gangsters, like if they were mowing their lawn, they'd be like, you know what I mean? Ghetto dreams. But you know, I like that old school stuff, dude. It like fits, like as the cop car was pulling around, and it didn't feel episodic. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it didn't feel like a TV show, like cut. You know, it was like, I don't know. He did a great job. And then like there's like simple little like noises instead of a score, like doom 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 doom, and then like just, you know, as we were like, now that I've seen it like 3 times, I can definitely tell. You noticed it right away. You're better than I am.
All right, well, everyone, thanks, Michael Pena, for coming out.
Thank you. This is one of the best Q&As, by the way. There's a lot of questions.
Spread the word on the movies.